It is so great that your ex-girlfriend suggested I take my vacation here. She's so smart. She knew I was having trouble with my basic political stance, and thought the climate would relax me.
Oh, the political contradictions? It is hard to muddle through. But she admires you and she mentioned some of the issues you were having.
Yes. Contradictions. My parents had questions about the Vietnam War, but if I took an anti-war stance in all cases, Hitler might have continued to overrun Europe. My grandfather, I am told, was an isolationist, quite popular in his day, thinking America should mind its business and let other countries settle theirs. I am told if the Imperial Japanese government had not attacked Pearl Harbor, America would not have entered World War II at the critical time.
That's quite right. Another example of a contradiction is President Reagan's being willing to spend Soviet Russia on war machinery, to the ground, as he said, I am told. Yet, he is quoted for chiding the Democrats for being tax and spend. Then there's the Civil Rights Amendments of 1964 that Lyndon B. Johnson successfully pushed through, yet he is best remembered as the president that escalated the Vietnam War.
Today a lot of conservatives elevate the Founding Fathers ascribing holy-like attributes yet, and they were great men, do not get me wrong. John Adams and Thomas Jefferson, for example, you cannot get more Founding Father than that.
You're quite right. I understand Thomas Jefferson said that Adams had a hideous hermaphroditical character with neither the force and firmness of a man, nor the gentleness and sensibility of a woman. John Adams was quoted as having said that Jefferson was a mean-spirited, low-lived fellow, the son of a half-breed Indian squaw, sired by a Virginia mulatto father. Today, it is hard to believe that anyone could talk like that. Those types of comments would end a person's political life.
So, my basic question is, how far should I scrutinize a candidate's convictions and how much of that person's personal behavior should I allow to influence my decision when it comes to voting time?
I wish I knew the answer to that. I know one thing, if we don't take the long view into account, past any current discomfort, we would all be in trouble and be guilty of short-sightedness.
I suppose the answer is, which candidate is most likely to take you where you want to go, with one's view of the country, I mean.
Precisely. Did you know that President Clinton presided over the General Agreement on Trade and Tariffs in the North American Free Trade Act? Those laws cemented the U.S. corporation to the World Trade Organization, which says international trade law is even above the specific laws in any sovereign nation, including America. Talk about contradiction. Even many conservatives argued the point that this would undermine America. Yet, Clinton continues to be hailed as a liberal. When he and Newt Gingrich were at odds with each other, America did quite well, most agree.
The contradictions are amazing. We need a candidate who can address the larger issues and get the job done. Just like the Founding Fathers in their time, we probably have some great men before us, but we just do not know it yet. Can we continue this discussion later? I want to try out this beach.
You are incredibly well informed. So I want to ask you, what do any of your questions have to do with U.S. space policy?
Everything. On K. Leslie Graves' blog talk radio show, Earth Moon Colony Books, he did shows on all these topics. For example, if the U.S. gross domestic product is calculated, it looks good on paper until you factor in the national debt. Also, corporations made wealth, tax sheltered by U.S. policy, but are they spending that money here, in the United States? And, finally, if the rich and corporate wealth were tax sheltered with targeted shelters to advance U.S. space policy, he said we can maintain and even surpass the U.S. current position in space, maybe in as short a time as 10 to 15 years. The next 10 years are the most crucial, K. Leslie Graves said. Our descendants will either thank or yell at our names if we make the wrong choices. The question is, as a politician once said, are you better off than you were 4 years ago?
Earth Moon Colony Books blog talk radio show. I'd better listen. I know that all I need is the internet and his shows are free. I listen to his Japan Haiti radio show where he makes the connection between an advanced U.S. space policy and saving lives and promoting international goodwill. through his new concept of worldwide voluntarism and international interdependence. And, you too can listen. What is it he always says? Oh yeah, be space smart in 2012.